Okay, so another live battle report coming here. This was another battle report that was done in preparation for the Great Canadian Open. I did try something a bit different here. I actually am not playing in this game. I was commentating and watching a game between two other players who were also prepping for Great Canadian Open. The first list is similar to a list that you saw in an earlier battle report. Same opponent that I faced with my Daemon list against the Baratheons. So he brought a similar Cortnay list. He swapped out the Golden Company crossbowmen for Thornwatch. Doesn't have the long range, still able to shoot though off the crown, but now also being able to charge off the crown, a bit more versatility. Highguard and Parkman, the same Rose Knight and Sentinel combo, and then with the extra point that he saved from the Golden Company crossbows and also the neutral points, the Riders of Highgarden have been switched to Hedge Knights. I like this unit, especially with the Glory Seeker, helping make sure their morale better, even when they don't have the bag. And they have a decent output. I still like them, but we'll see how they turn out. NCUs are the same, with Elena to turn off all those other nasty NCUs, Marjorie and Peter. Peter's extra value, I think, in this list because the Hedge Knights really want certain zones. Namely, you want to be holding bags or swords or both. And Peter can really help do that when it's important. The other list we have is a Victarion Greyjoy list. This list is leaning into some nasty output, and the fact that Victarion has 4 cards that attack off of the zones, as well as auto charge card that gives Criplo, some nasty things. So we have Victarion and Silenceman, which seems to be the best place for him now that he brings Vicious. Silenceman with Vicious is, after a couple pillage tokens, you're looking at a -4 morale checks because they're bubble. And their armor's not the best, but he can keep them going by just powering through. Then we have Nute and Golden Company Swordsmen. They do not get the pillage, but Golden Company are great right now. Nute does count as Victarion, and that means that he will be able to charge off of Victarion's Assault Orders card, as well as not taking the negatives of the auto 6 charge Rush of Aggression. Nute also has the benefit of being able to attack off the bags, and like Victarion gets Furious Charge, so that means these Golden Company, when charging in, are hitting 10 dice on 3s into a vulnerable unit, then have ways of getting extra attacks off the bags, and with Rush of Aggression that could be 10 dice vulnerable with Criplo. So very nasty combination. They're supported by 2 Ironborn Bowmen. The Ironborn Bowmen are not what they used to be, but it's still a 4-point range unit. There's something to say about just being able to plink shots from range and not doing damage, as well as a unit of Drownmen. Drownmen helps do a couple things, helps keep the units healthy. The armor, especially on like Silencemen, they aren't the most durable unit. Getting that extra heal is nice. Alternatively, they can also get some rerolls of note, and I believe it doesn't come up in this game. Their automatic rerolls applies for the turn, so this means that something can charge over, say, a corpse pile and still get all the rerolls. And if it's, for example, Victarion and he overruns from killing a unit, then those auto rerolls, the rerolls from the Drownmans, since it's for the full turn, will apply to both attacks. NCU-wise, they have Victarion Greyjoy, who I think is a fairly staple NCU these days in Greyjoys, which is too bad. His commander is pretty good, but being able to revive a unit is pretty solid. In this list, the main unit he'll be looking to revive is the Silencemen, who definitely can die with their 5-up save, even with their new ability heal off past panic checks. They can't heal Golden Company because Balon is very specifically just a Greyjoy unit. Next, he has Roderick Harlaw. He's a very good choice, especially in Victarion list, because he helps you cycle and get those cards that you really want, namely all of his offensive cards, just to keep that aggressive pressure up. And finally, Peter Baelish. Greyjoys like having specific zones. They like being able to use the swords when they can. And yeah, Peter's just always a solid NCU. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the game. This is a new test of me doing some commentary. You won't be able to hear them that well. But I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get it going. Okay, cool. So we are about to start a game. I am going to spectate and watch. You'll be able to hear them a bit in the background, but I'll mainly talk. You guys can go ahead. I'll just quickly talk through what their lists are. They're playing Dark Wings, Dark Words. Current objectives that are active are end of round, engaged. For each unit you're engaged with more with fewer ranks, you get a point up to 2, and the vengeance cards. If a unit gets destroyed this 2 rounds, you get to put 2 money tokens on the destroying unit. In reserve, they have the remove 2 condition tokens at end of round to score a point, and claiming swords or horse. It is Greyjoys versus I was about to say Martells, Baratheons, but the Renly side. So it's similar to will probably be the last game on this channel. It is Cortnay Penros, this time in Thornwatch, now that he's been updated to be able to shoot off the crown. Just seeing how that works out. Rose Knights with the Thornwatch Sentinel, just to help them ignore some of the annoying terrain, and also to get some more healing for wounds. Hedge Knights with a Glory Seeker, which I actually think are a pretty solid 8 point choice. And Highguard Pikemen. NCUs are Olenna, Marjorie, and Peter. The Greyjoys are 2 Bowmen, Drowned Men, Victarion in Golden Company Swordsmen, Nute in Silenced Men. Sorry, reverse that. Victarion is in the Silenced Men, Nute is in the Golden Company, and then Balon, Peter, and Roderick. So, we're just going to get started. I'll kind of talk through what they're doing, see if there's point out particular interesting things. Olenna did activate and take the envelope and turned off Roderick's ability, and Roderick's just going to take the horse for the Golden Company to move up. So this is 8 versus 7, so the Baratheon player does have 2 pass tokens. So we get to see how those will work out. Peter is sticking bag and zapping the Bowman. 9 fails. Bowmen take 2. Those are the Bowmen that have been weakened by the envelope. So this is a practice game. We're getting ready for the Great Canadian Open, and just testing out some lists. We do have the new pillage mechanic on board for the Greyjoys. Currently, no one has any pillage tokens, but hopefully we'll see those Silence Men getting buffed up. They're really the only ones here that I think really care about the pillage. I have to double check. I can't remember if it's... I know everything gets pillage. But yeah, it's melee attacks, so the bows don't really care. The bows kind of got hit, I think, pretty hard in this update, which is kind of too bad. I don't think they needed to drop their attacks with their bow. So Balon is going to take the crown. Just quickly deciding which to panic. And Thornwatch fail their panic for 3. It's a fairly panic-resistant list, but that's the best way to make yourself fail panic tests, in my experience.
Marjorie, swords, no targets, but
Marjorie takes swords, canceling out Peter's activation. So now in this round, essentially, they're both 7 activations. Yep, Drowned Men use their order to just refresh the Bowmen. Bowmen are marching up. and pivoting, just avoiding those nasty stakes. Pivoting, so yeah, so they'll be able to move up and shift without going over them. I do think the core of this Greyjoy list is kind of what I've been looking at for a Vic list, namely the sheer damage that the Silencemen and Golden Company can probably do with 4 attack cards in the deck, 2 of which can be auto charges, or not auto charges, be charges. I'm hoping that we can see a Assault Orders charge into auto charge with Crypt Blow with the Golden Company this game, just to see the absurdity of what that could look like. Pikemen are moving up, kind of getting towards those objectives that'll be on board next round. And Bowmen just marching, just to threaten them. Vic's moving up to threaten that center. The nice corpse piles to try and get that panic going better. And those Rose Knights look like they're potentially moving up also to maybe get a rematch against those Golden Company swords.
Start your turn. I use Roderick. Okay. Get rid of 1 card.
Oh, was Roderick not turned off? Who was turned off by Olenna?
Oh, right.
Anyway, you're right.
Oh.
Okay, I forgot to do.
Sorry, that was my bad. I thought it had targeted Roderick.
I totally forgot to do
Cool.
it,
So Olenna was missed. That was my bad at the beginning. Roderick's probably one of the best, if not the, I think it's probably the best 4-point NCU that the Greyjoys have now.
Just
He didn't change.
Shuffle, get a card out, but you can draw 1+, and then.
And you shuffle the cards back in.
I was thinking about Wendy.
Yeah, Wendy, unfortunately, has fallen. He unfortunately he changed was he doesn't start with an order token, which they seem to think wasn't that big of a deal, but is kind of massive for him.
Oh, your turn. Oh, is it your turn again?
Yeah.
Okay. Start my turn. I'm gonna play Rating Call. When I activate them, I'm gonna give Victarion a pillage token.
Yep, because someone controls the bag. Cool. So now those Silencemen have a 4-up morale. 4-up morale.
I'm gonna move them up to right here.
So they have a 4-up morale, and their pillage didn't change. So they also now have the -1 wound from panic, and a -1 bubble. So now even those nicely improved morale Rose Knights might fail panic.
Well, my rolling I will for sure.
Especially if Victarion's attacking for a nice vicious on top of that. Which I think, for me, that was an interesting choice, because
He's an auto 6 card, right?
Yep.
it was an interesting choice to give Victarion Vicious, because it kind of makes it so the obvious choice for him is Silencemen now, which was already, for a lot of people, the obvious choice.
Well, Silencemen, Reaver, any unit, basically, except for Reavers, now, is a good choice.
Yes, but Silencemen in particular stack nicely with Vicious, right? They were already doing panic, and they always wanted Vicious in them anyways, so.
I can't do do anything. Oh, them. Forgot about them. That's the thing. Alright, we're gonna move 5 like this.
Okay.
Awesome.
Scarily, although that looked like he was checking 12 inches, which is slower than them, but
That's all.
oh, okay. Cool. So Golden Company move up, and that is end of round.
There's a round.
No scoring off the objectives, but they don't swap out yet. Just reminding everyone, currently we have the Vengeance after you've killed a unit card, and the Engaged with Fewer Ranks card, and in reserve is Swords or Horse, and removing tokens.
Okay. So we priority.
And we're down to back. We're back to Baratheons. Not Baratheons. Greyjoy's going first.
We are going to start a turn. Flip Peter. I haven't used Peter yet, so we're gonna flip that. Say they control crowns.
Peter is now controlling crowns.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want you having crowns anymore, shooting me or zapping me. So I'm gonna go Peter, use token, and I'm gonna do it for letters, and I'm gonna give a panic token to your. Actually, a weakened token to your commander.
We can token to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Peter, Greyjoy Peter. There's two Peters. Greyjoy Peter took crown to block the free shots, or also panic test, and use the envelope to weaken
One.
the Thornwatch.
Bag. And this time we're actually going to turn off Barber. Actually, let's do the decrease and weaken if Roger takes his own.
He takes his own.
Yeah, decrease and weaken. In that case, pop. And we're also going to heal 2.
So Elena has taken the bags, healed up the Thornwatch, and if Roger takes his own, they're going to be taking some hits, which a lot of time you don't see Elena use this one as much, but is really handy, especially when the Baratheon player is going second, so is likely not going to be able to play all 3 of their NCUs, but against a low armor faction like Greyjoys, now there's an incentive not to take that zone.
Okay.
Heal 1.
No, I was looking at Elena. Elena's very good. Definitely worth her 5 points.
Oh yeah, pure cash.
Okay. So I'm gonna activate these bad boys. I got the card. Do rush progression.
Golden Company is rushing aggression.
So it's an auto charge.
Okay, we're going to
6.
try counterplotting that.
3 now.
So the order of operations, you activate them, you declare the charge, and then you play Rush of Aggression.
So I'm going to counterplot it.
Okay.
So it's me on 3.
So on a 2-up, because you control the crown.
Good to go.
Wow.
So now you need to roll the charge. And we're not going to get into the weird nonsense about...
Okay, so it's still 11. So I gotta roll a 6.
So I need to hard roll the 6. Counterplot, still a great card. It did technically get a slight nerf. And the Greyjoy just hard rolls the 6. At least
I
they
hit myself, man. Come on.
at least they don't get the crit blow.
Yeah.
Um,
No precision.
So adaptive styling is going off. 10 dice. He did go over the pile, so no rerolls.
No, 1 precision.
1 precision and
then
1 miss.
Okay, nice.
So-
Six,
so
eight, one.
1 wound and 8 hits onto the Rose Knights. Lance infantry at its prime.
And become vulnerable. As of first charge too.
Okay.
Oh yes, Nute has Furious Charge. Yep.
Force.
This may.
Oh yeah.
How
Oh,
many fails?
Mostly it's
2. Yeah, reroll.
So 6 fails.
All fail.
All 8 fail, so 9 wounds in total to the Rose Knights, who will be making a panic test at -1 from the corpse pile.
So they're on 6. Spent.
And they fail for 2 more wounds. The Rose Knights are down to a single wound remaining.
Okay. But you're activated?
Yes, sir. I can still attack you.
Swords is open, but bows and other things can be used. So that. Welcome to our lords and saviors, the new gods of the meta, the Golden Company Swordsmen.
Yeah.
That was some less than great rolling from the Rose Knights, but
Oh, yeah, they get 2 bullets from you, too.
they do not get pillage tokens. Thank goodness that's not.
That'd be nuts.
Give them a get them up to a 2-up morale. But adaptive styling is off, so the Golden Company are at their most vulnerable to being attacked right now. But yeah, these. If you haven't already bought your Golden Company swords, find them at your local game store if they aren't already sold out, because they will be selling out soon.
I had 2 of them, too.
Marjorie?
Yeah.
On to swords?
Yep.
I'm going to heal here and make you vulnerable.
Yep.
When I heal, you take a wound.
Yep. That's the thing.
Okay. I'm going to now hit you with, I think, 5 dice on 3s.
Which causes them to heal again, and
Yeah.
you take another wound. Cool. So Rose Knights are doing the attack, probably just mainly for the heals more than actual damage.
4 hits on whatever.
Force.
Force.
Oh, yeah, Sundering? No, yeah.
No.
Force.
Vulnerable.
Are Rose Knights 5 on their bottom rank?
Yeah. New cards 5.
765. That's a nice upgrade.
2.
2 wounds. That is a rank from the Golden Company,
And you're vulnerable.
and the vulnerable is gone.
Panic at -1 + 1, so 6.
Panic on a 6 with -1 damage, and they're fine.
All right. Activating Victarion.
Mm-hmm.
Start of the turn. I'm going to give Victarion rerolls on his attacks with the Drownman's ability. Rush of Aggression.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
Like boom, baba booey.
And can you quickly check for me? So we got Rush Aggression on Victarion. The Drownman gave him reroll on his attacks. Is that a reroll on his attacks this turn?
Start of any turn, yes.
And it lasts for the turn?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, overrun.
Yep. This is looking like some brutality.
7 dice, with critical blow, Sundering.
Luckily, it's only 7 dice.
Oh, wait. Fuck. I forgot the card I had to play. There.
What did you have to play?
I had too late now,
Oh, okay.
That's a
though.
roll.
It would have been.
That's right. You still have rerolls.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so rerolls on these ones.
Okay.
Plus the
6 hits.
one-
Oh, 7 hits because of
seven,
crit blow.
seven.
And I believe Victarion ignores the becoming vulnerable
And you
because.
become vulnerable.
Okay. I'm going
You're
to.
charged.
Yep, and Victarion ignores the one from Rush of Aggression, right?
That's good. So I become vulnerable.
I don't control those, so it's not there. Cool. So on force. That's the unit.
Yeah.
Okay. Rose Knights explode, and I expect what we're going to see.
Overrun into. Of course, it's fucking up really bad. I'm just going for those guys right now.
So that's the second pillage token for Victarion. His unit now has +1 attack and +1 morale, and also has that nice -2 morale bubble.
I'm going to go into support. Okay. Is
Uh,
it look like an auto win or no?
So you need to pivot past the Hedge Knights.
You can't control your own unit.
Yeah,
You can do the pivot on top, yeah.
So let's. Speed 5. 6. Throw it.
Oh yeah, because Sound's going up to speed
Yeah,
6.
Auto win.
Auto charge into what looks like the flank of those Thornwatch. The order has been popped. This is not looking good for the Baratheons.
Kraken's Wrath. So you become, if your opponent controls, it becomes vulnerable. So it's going to be precision, precision on this attack, and then rerolls.
which you already had,
Yeah. I want precision. Yeah,
and you're already, and he gets vulnerable anyways because of Fury's charge.
So, if I get vulnerable twice, would this give him the second vulnerable, or stacked with, or give him it? Do I have to stack it and then have
That card doesn't give the opponent vulnerable. It gives you vulnerable.
This
Oh, you're talking about Kraken's Wrath.
We'll give it to him
You could
before.
have actually given it to him, yes, because he could have. You'd put one, he'd remove it, and then you'd put the other. Yeah.
Oh,
But that doesn't matter. You're playing it here instead.
I want to keep precision though.
so I would become vulnerable now.
Well, you're vulnerable from
Either
Fury's
way.
charge, anyways.
Actually, I'm not gonna play this card because I already have rerolls.
Yes,
At this point, sure.
Yeah.
because the Drowman rerolls is for the turn, which is
Precision wouldn't matter.
Yeah, there you go.
It's 6.
6 on 6.
how many dice did you roll?
7.
You should have 8. You have 2 pillage tokens.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry,
So, dude, at this point, it doesn't matter.
it's alright. Didn't matter. Can't change the past.
6, sure.
Yeah.
6 on 6.
6 on 6s,
Doesn't matter. So 6.
6, and then a panic test at -3.
-1 from the thing, -3 from Vicious, minus.
Oh, sorry,
5.
5.
-5 total.
Jeez.
So 6 goes to it. 11 doesn't
Yeah,
make it on
3
that.
guys.
3 more.
You want to keep going?
No. Honestly, dude, that's kind of a joke for me. So,
You can kill my Silenceman or things right now, maybe with the charge.
yeah, but dude, I lost my point unit. Like that fucking insane. Having both of your period charge in one thing? Oh my
Well,
god.
Roderick did that.
Oh, I pulled both?
Yeah, I had one in my hand and I pulled the other one out.
Well, they're activated now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I can have, you know, so I can have Assault Order.
Yeah.
Yep. We do not so assault orders. Assault orders could even let the Golden Company charge because Nute's in the unit.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is activate them.
Yep.
They're going to attack you.
Yep.
On those dice, which is 4 on 3s.
Cool.
So 3 hits on 2s now.
Yep. 5s. Oh, 2.
Okay.
And a panic check at
4.
4. Yes. Good.
They heal one.
I hit 1. Yes.
So Swift Strike means I get to retreat, and then I get to heal 2+1 for each short.
Do you want to change facing before you do the retreat? You do that.
Doesn't make a difference.
Well, you can go further back, or further away, or you.
Well, it goes sideways.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to heal 4. This is 2+1 for each short rank. So
Yeah.
So Thornwatch decided to attack just to get away. Give the good old retreat.
and 3 distance, just 7.
That's the nice thing about the Thornwatch being able to just get away like that. And then hitting on 3s in melee makes it so that little melee attack is more likely to actually hit, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
But this is the Victarion list did exactly what it wants to do, which is just nuke a unit.
You're activated here?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a cool just turn the other way because I don't care anymore. Well, that hit it over there.
Okay. Silenceman, pivot around.
I'm gonna activate Davon. Take the horse.
Ar-
For this.
Archers are moving up onto the objective. Oh, there are 2 vengeance tokens onto the Silencemen because of the active mission.
Yep. That is, yep. So it's a points.
Yeah, 2 points. So the Silencemen are now worth 2 points if they die.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3 in total.
So I'm at 1 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, letters, draw 2.
Yep.
Okay, and we're going to weaken development.
Cool. That's the thing.
So we saw here that Roderick, especially in a Victarion list, is great.
Activate the Bowman. I'm gonna play Bloodstone. No, wait, before that, I'm gonna flip Peter. Say I have swords.
Okay.
Bloodstone and Steel is to get off that token. And I'm gonna shift up and shoot you in your flank.
Cool. So the Bowmen are shifting out. Blessed with Stone, Blessed with Steel was played to remove the token. Greyjoy Peter popped to control swords just so he can do that. The Bowmen do get their rerolls because of the flank.
5 on 6s.
Vulnerable.
Dead, that's 5. So 2, 3, 5.
5 Thornwatch are down.
So on 7.
They're now 7. Minus 2 for the thing.
They're dead.
Oh, they're dead.
Is it 6?
Oh, they were dead in 6 or not?
Probably not. You were treated more than
Never
6.
mind. Never mind.
Cool.
So pass on 7.
Oh, yeah.
They failed though, and Thornwatch exploded.
No, it's.
Oh, you passed on a 7.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And that's it.
Thornwatch barely survived the shots. The Bowmen are activated, so that's something at least. The Baratheon player does have his pass token still.
We can't use it this round because we declare it at the start of the round.
No, it's not start of round, it's the start of turn.
Once per round
you can use a pass token.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a start of turn thing, which makes them quite useful.
Headies are inactivated. Okay. Right here.
Hedge Knights are activating, maneuvering, and then charging into
Okay. I'll put the vulnerable token on.
the Golden Company. Golden Company become vulnerable because of the swords.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Not disorderly.
Touch it anywhere.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
But even at like over half, that's not good.
Narrowly avoiding the corpse pile.
I misplayed, not changing their faces, but I missed.
We're going to do. We're going to do hours. So I have all of them. Actually, I do have all of them. Yeah. So it's +1 to hit for hitting on 2s. Already have Sundering. I have Vicious. Yep.
Hours of the Fury comes in for getting the hitting on 2s and Vicious. Sundering doesn't really matter here.
So it's 7.
7 hits.
On
Looking
4.
for 6s.
Vulnerable.
Okay, that is 7 dead. The Golden Company are down to 1 wound. The panic will be
-2, 3,
-4 + 1.
So 9.
No, -4
From 5.
+ 1. Yeah, 9. Yeah, so 9. Oh, and he rolls the 9, surviving with 1 wound. That's big. But they did take serious damage. Probably will die next round.
8-inch charge or 9?
What?
Looks like a 9.
9.
It's over 8.
9.
So it looks like the Drownedmen are considering a 5-inch charge. We already saw the 6-inch charge with the Golden Company.
But before I do that, I'm just gonna shoot you here.
Yeah.
I might die though. I'll just do the charge. Let's go for it. Go for glory.
Drownedmen charging into the Hedge Knights. Luckily failing the charge, because they would have probably just murdered their own guy. Remembering there is a Glory Seeker in the Hedge Knights.
Big.
5. Okay. Activated.
Just want to get closer. Yeah.
Okay.
Better do a march or a maneuver.
We are down to the Thornwatch.
Not Thornwatch.
Sorry, not Thornwatch. The High Garden Pikeman. That's what it is.
Just thinking of moving around.
Heal.
Moving up, taking that objective. Yeah, Baratheons took a big hit at the beginning. They're not completely out of the game. See if they can claw their way back. Although at this point we have yet to see either any of the
I moved 9.
4 free attack cards. This may have been the first time I've seen Victarion actually overrun.
What?
You see me here?
No.
I do maneuver though. You see me now?
No. You're good when you're out.
The Greyjoy Bowmen are moving on up, facing off into the flank of those pikemen.
Yeah, around. That's for 1.
Can I do anything with my cards? No, I cannot. Yep.
That's for 1.
You score 2. Engage 1.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes. So engage in more ranks. There's a point there. Greyjoy score 1, Baratheons score 2, bringing the game up to a 3-2.
2, 3. I got 1 more.
Baratheons.
Wait, is it 3-2? No, it's 2-2. 2-2.
Because you kill a unit.
Kill 1 unit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 2-2.
Okay. Yeah.
Line 1.
Spent.
So it's a tied game. Baratheons get to lead off.
Heal. It's now turn 3. I guess priority.
Interestingly, Balon will not be able to bring back the Golden Company if they die, because he only works on Greyjoy units.
So,
Shift. If I'm just my turn. Okay.
The start of your turn though, do you have any triggers?
No.
I can shift this way though, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna do the heal here.
Okay.
Start of turn, the Drowned Men are popping their order once again to heal the Golden Company. Some measuring is going on from the Thornwatch, potentially eyeing up a rear charge on the Silence Men. The combination of Swift Strike and Regroup is quite nice.
So I need 2. So that's what for you. Forward charge.
It's 2, yeah.
2. Okay. Going to.
Crown?
Yeah. Lena.
Lena is activating.
Crown. Yeah. We're going to. Let's say turn off Roger. Yeah, I'll turn off Roger. And we're gonna give them a charge order. Okay.
Rogers is being turned off. The crown is being used through Cortnay to do a charge.
Okay.
Succeeds the charge into the rear of Victarion Silence Men.
4 dice on 3s. That's nice.
It's 4 hits.
4 hits into the.
6s. Nothing. 4 guys.
4.
And a panic check at minus 3. Minus 2.
-2, but they're up to a
Plus
4.
1, so minus 1, so plus 6.
Yep. Silence Men looking for 6.
6.
Loving it.
They get it, and they heal a wound, thanks to their new Embolden.
You can retreat.
Yep.
And the Thornwatch get to retreat again, healing back another 4 wounds.
Yeah. So I'm gonna heal first. 1,
good use of the crowns there. Cortnay, like Kevin, people often forget that they can charge and not just shoot. So.
You want to turn Victarion just 180?
What?
Full 180.
What?
You retreat.
Oh, you get to full pivot.
Yeah.
It looks like Victarion will now be turning around to see those Thornwatch.
That's full game.
You already retreated, right?
Yeah, you're right. So let's go back to you. I rolled a 4, so I can go back to 10 max.
Yep. I can't charge you the full 10, right? So.
I also can't do anything.
Oh, we gotta. Sorry, wait. We gotta change these up.
Nope.
Oh, that's right.
No, we are only in round 2. They don't
Right,
change up yet.
Right. Yeah.
A lot has happened, but
Yeah.
oh no, it is round 3.
Yeah.
Round 3,
Yeah, it is round 3. Sorry. So yeah, the cards are switching out. Let me do that for you guys. Those discards. So currently, swords and horse and condition tokens are active. In reserve, you have claim a tactic zone before your opponent and unengaged unit in the enemy deployment zone is worth 2, which the Greyjoys have already invaded the enemy deployment zone, so that might be coming up.
Right here? Yeah. All right. Can't do both. All right. I'm going to do a cool thing called Take the Swords with Peter Baelish.
So I got a point, I think.
Yeah, we got that. Actually, you know, instead of swords, I'll use token because I still could do that, right? Letters.
Letters, token, swords.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You're going to turn to attack.
Full turn attack. I play this awesome card called.
Now, do you want to use adaptive styling? Because they have the same trigger, right? They're both when making a melee attack?
Yeah.
So, your choice of triggers.
10 dice with 16 assault, or 7 dice with 16 assault, or
So Saint Assault would be 7 dice. It's 5.
7 or 5 dice, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 7 dice. So I'm gonna give this for rerolls and 7 dice.
Cool. And is there a kicker on that for it being Victarion's unit?
Yep, rerolls.
Cool. So 7 dice with rerolls. Because Nute counts as Victarion.
Go part 3. So 6 on.
6 on 4.
4.
So 5s.
Take 5. 14 wounds.
Oof.
And
Now they-
on -1.
-2, -3.
-3, so I go to a 10.
10 up morale on. Oh, no, back to a 9 from Glory Seeker.
Oh, go here.
And passes, and.
Take a wound.
Take a wound.
Heal 2.
No. Okay. So I actually, yeah, 3, 5, cool. I will take my Peter, bags, token, swords.
The Peters are continuing to token the swords.
I'm gonna adaptive style.
Okay.
The Golden Company pop adoptive style going up to a 3 up
Wait, is it
morale.
after dice are rolled or before?
It's when you are attacked. So it's now. Going up to a 3 up.
3s. Roll with that, so it's going to be 1, 2, 4, 5.
5 on 4s.
Yeah, Sundering, right?
Yeah. You're on 4.
Force.
Unit
2.
is dead.
What is dead? They survive with 1, and now they make their panic check on a 4 from the corpse pile. And they pass. They go up to a 3 because of +2 morale from adaptive style.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Surviving with 1. But the new What is Dead does not attached to them, which is kind of cool. They don't need to worry about the swords thing.
I don't know if I want to give you a point now or later. How far away from here now? The range still? Yeah, within range to shoot. Yeah. We go.
Like from there.
I guess I'll shoot you. I should.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you can't get rid or get all your armor. I might as well activate them before they die. So. Activate them, attack you.
Golden Company activate and are attacking the Hedge Knights once again.
The dice on 3s. 2.
2 on 5s.
2 saves on 5s.
That's one. Good one. The
Horse dies.
Panic check on whatever.
Panic check on a.
9 still.
No, he has bags now.
So,
So,
back
they-
yeah,
they get
sure,
plus
so.
one.
so it's panic on an 8. Could kill. Doesn't. Oh, he crit fails for 3 wounds. That is not what he wanted to see.
Nope.
Silencemen showing why they are still probably the best Greyjoy unit.
Stand assault. They're activating and attacking.
Okay.
So max rate is 7.
Alright, we can use the cycle. Highest life value, defender at 4
No, no rerolls, just 7.
7 dice.
3s. 5.
Yeah.
5 on 4s because adaptive styling is still up.
Gone.
And they die.
I got points.
It's 1 point for the Baratheons, and those Golden Company are gone for good because they cannot be revived by Victarion
And I got a surge.
or by Balon.
Are they broken if they gave affiliation? Greyjoy affiliation?
They probably will never do anything like giving things gives Greyjoy affiliation, because that's part of how they do their balancing mechanic for Greyjoy things, by making them faction locked. Now, if only Nymeria and Martell's could get updated to be, instead of being infantry locked, be faction locked, she would maybe see play.
Are you?
Oh, sorry.
The Hedge Knights move further away.
Might as well get points.
Roger is taking the horse, putting it up to 4-2.
6 this way, basically.
A nice new speed on the Silenceman.
Well, I could have moved basically to here, closer. I don't think you have any more move cards.
Activating here.
Okay. Activate charge.
Yeah.
Swordsmen charging into the Hedge Knights.
1.
You want full or this?
Like that, yeah. Who's first next round? Me. Maybe closer.
This.
Yeah.
Victarion
6
charging.
dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hedge Knights are now vulnerable from the charge.
Sundering, you have -3 to your defense.
Oh, they got more.
Yeah, so 3 hits.
Oh, because Silence Men now give additional -1 if they have 2 pillage tokens.
Panic check.
Okay, panic is -1. -1 from flank. You're not with the thing, so -4 from my unit. So -5 total.
Plus,
So -5 plus 1 is -4, so then it goes from a 7 to a.
Oh wait, vulnerable that one that passed.
Oh, you're right. Dead.
Go.
Because they have to discharge.
Hedge Knights now down. They would have been taking a panic check at -3 overall, so on to 10. So,
And that's when I can see.
and it looks like we're going to call it there. Victarion. Maybe is Victarion the new go-to Greyjoy commander by playing these hyper-aggressive builds? We will see.